Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I've just been a little busy. Fortunately, today I had some time in the morning and I was able to catch the first day first show of Gold, directed by Alphonse Puthren, starring Prithviraj and Nayanthara. So, quick thoughts about the movie. It is a 100% Alphonse Puthren movie. That is, if you've seen Premam, if you've seen Neram, you know what I'm talking about. The directorial style that he employs with the storytelling. The color, the subtitles, the random shots of butterflies and squirrels and just about everything in nature. Gold follows all those familiar narrative techniques that you've seen before, but the movie keeps you entertained from start to finish in an extremely pleasant and fun manner. Now let's go into the details. So first and foremost, Gold has a very simple story. Believe me, I was sitting there and this movie almost has an almost like 3-hour runtime. So as I was watching the movie, I kept reminding myself, as the movie was going on, that I can't believe they are keeping me interested and engaged with this very simple premise. And I don't want to give it away because rest assured, the title of Gold is aptly used in this movie because that's what the movie is about right from the first frame. I don't want to give the story away. It's not a big spoiler or anything like that. Right from the first frame itself, they show you what it's all about. But the reason I don't want to give it away is that there is a certain, like you say, there's something fun about it. How things are discovered and how the story progresses. I don't want to even use the word story because there's not much of a story. It's just, Joshi, the character played by Prithviraj, he encounters something one morning right in front of his house, okay? And as a result, things change in his life. And as a result, there are other people also involved in the story. So it affects and changes their lives as well. So this entire 3-hour runtime, mostly it's from the perspective of Joshi, from his perspective. And along with that, there are other characters as well. So you're seeing all this happening and it's regular things, it can be someone just standing and talking and then people turn around and they go back to their homes, they go back to their jobs. That's it. So it's something very normal, very mundane even, there's nothing spectacular, there's no big suspense, no twist, nothing really. It's just very ordinary daily life things. For example, Joshi's introduction or how he's interacting. His mother is played by Malayalam Sukumaran, his own mother, right? How he's interacting and everything. It reminded me of, being home and interacting with my mother or my parents. There's really nothing special over there. But at the same time, it is very relatable. So when I was watching Gold, when I was watching the movie, it felt like the story was happening right next to my house, like right in my neighborhood. That's the kind of familiarity that Alphonse Puthren brings in with his movie and his characters. You've seen these characters before in real life, you know them. And speaking of characters also, there are like 30 or 40 characters in this movie. So many different actors coming in, you got Saiju Kurup, you got Sharafuddin, you got Vinay Fort. But if you ask me how much screen time they have maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes of screen time. Because these characters, they come and they go. They have a specific role in the story. As soon as it's done, they're gone. So you have 30-40 characters, but they don't have a full-length load. And to add to that, I want to say, Nayanthara, this movie is marketed as Prithviraj, Nayanthara, Alphonse Puthren, it had a huge hype right over there because, it's the first time pairing of these two big actors. But I think that's the only negative point I want to say in this movie. Nayanthara does not have much of a role. In fact, if you ask me why was, Nayanthara, lady superstar, why was she cast in this movie? Maybe just to hype up that marketing aspect of it because honestly, I would say that she does not have much of a role. If I were to sum up her total screen time, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. She's there in the first half of the movie, second half of the movie, here and there. So it seems like she's there throughout the movie, but she doesn't have much of a role. Most of it is sitting on a sofa and eating popcorn. Okay, spoiler about that, but that's the only part where I felt like, okay, this was a marketing gimmick because she didn't have much of a role over there. Prithviraj is there throughout. It's his movie. The entire story is taking place from his perspective. There are other characters as well, but it's mostly from his perspective. We are also experiencing the story from his side of things, and he does a great job because Joshi is again a very normal, regular guy. It can be, when you watch it, it could be you. That's my first instinct. Okay, this guy could be me, or someone you know. That's the kind of familiarity you had with this character, and Prithviraj did a great job. It's not a very difficult role or anything like that, but simply in his ability to play this character so naturally and make him feel like he's a friend or a cousin. That's the real credit over that. How he handled that character, and how it was presented. Speaking of presentation, again, Alphonse Puthren is a 100% Alphonse Puthren movie, because like I said, there's really nothing much going on. There's no big story or anything like that, but the narrative style that he's used, colors, editing, the random shots. Sometimes two people can be talking, suddenly its screen splits into two screens, and it adds a different perspective over there. And at the same time, two people could be talking in the background also. So you got lots of information coming at you. And, again, this is not a big thing that you haven't seen before. But again, when it's all presented, it looks and feels very fresh and very engaging. So, that's what I really enjoyed about it. So almost 3 hours, there are a few moments here and there I just thought that they could cut it out. A little bit of a lag here and there. Not a big deal. But overall, like I said, very entertaining, very fun, very pleasant. That's the best word I want to say. It's very, very pleasant. So you can watch this movie with your family, grandparents, anyone. You can go to the movie theater, just sit back, buy some popcorn, and just relax and just, have some fun with it. So it's very pleasant, very fun, very breezy, nothing too serious, nothing too complicated, just that kind of a movie. I also want to give a special shout out to Lalu Alex. I can't remember the last movie where Lalu Alex had this major comedy role. In fact, the beginning of this movie, usually you have that warning, right? Cigarette smoking is injurious to health and all that. So usually the lead actor who does it. So in this movie, that was the funniest bit, okay? People were not expecting it. We were just waiting for the movie to start. So the usual warning came on screen, and suddenly Lalu Alex's voice made the announcement. Like the stereotypical Lalu Alex voice, personally, that stereotypical voice, he announced the cigarette smoking. It was hilarious. People are not expecting it. We were just sitting back. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. People just burst out laughing. We were not expecting it. The movie hasn't even begun and this happens. Everyone just burst out laughing. Suddenly everyone is like in a good mood. Like, okay, let's check it out. And everyone is in a good mood. Had so much fun with it, just sitting there and this happened. I believe a lot of people will go into this movie and feel like they've been let down. And the letdown is because Prema and Neram were hits and Alphonse Puthren became this big name, all of a sudden he's, there's a brand associated with the name. Oh, it's an Alphonse Puthren movie, people coming in with that, whatever that expectation is, they might be disappointed. And to those, my question is, when you went in to watch Prema and Neram, what was the big expectation? It was just like, okay, let's check it out, what this movie is about, So that's it. This is more, I would say this is more movie, kind of more like a Neram kind of a movie rather than a Prema. Prema had quite a big story, it's about the journey or the growth of a young man to adulthood, where he goes through different stages of his life, he falls in love, etc. So that's more of a deep and personal story, whereas Neram is a little more light-hearted, but at the same time a little fun and a little bit of thriller and things like that. So this movie again has those elements, but it's a little more light-hearted, a little more fun. So, not too serious. There isn't a deep story or anything like that. Now coming to my rating, I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. It's a 100% Alphonse Puthren movie with familiar narrative techniques, but makes for a very pleasant, feel-good, breezy entertainer. So this weekend, if you're looking to have a fun time with your friends or family or even by yourself, check out Gold. It's definitely worth a watch. And that's it for my review, guys. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon and of course subscribe to our channel for more reviews and videos like this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.